this CSR is. First of all, happy Rath Yatra to each and every one of you. So on this special day, I will be covering a special topic, that is Rath Yatra and Sri Jagannath Temple, its architecture and what are the other specifications of this particular temple.
Rath Yatra is called as the car festival. So the topics which we'll be covering in this particular lecture is, we'll be discussing something about Rath Yatra, then the significance of Rath Yatra, some facts about Jagannath Temple, the architecture of Odisha, that is the Kalinga Temple Architecture, what is the Jagannath Temple Act of 1954, recent there was an amendment, and we'll be learning some important aspects of the Puri Heritage Corridor. So the topic is temple architecture, art and architecture, prelims and for mains. This particular topic is important. Fine. Now coming to Rath Yatra, it is a world famous chariot festival at the sacred Jagannath Temple. One of the biggest, oldest festivals with celebrations in praise of Lord Jagannath, who happens to be the avatar of Lord Vishnu. The festival attracts millions of devotees, which follows the traditional Oriya calendar. Now this yatra involves a public procession with a chariot with deities: Jagannath, that is the Vishnu avatar, Balabhadra, that is his brother, Subhadra, his sister, and also the Sudarshan Chakra, that is his weapon, on a rath, which is a wooden Deula shaped chariot. Now this Deula shaped is unique to Kalinga architecture. The festival honors the Lord Jagannath's visit along with his siblings to the Queen Gundicha Temple. So there is a small temple. They visit to this particular temple. Usually this temple remains vacant the whole year, but during the Rath Yatra, the deities of Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra, they visit to this place and stay there for 9 days. The caravan of Lord Jagannath on the way stops at their maternal aunt's house, that is the Mausima Temple, to take the meal of sweet pancakes. As per the custom or as per the ritual, this happens. Now this is the only temple in the world that has the idols of siblings together. This is the only temple in the world which has the idols, like the three idols, that is two brothers and one sister, they are together, and this is the only temple in this world which has this kind of setup. Lord Jagannath chariot name is called Nandidhosh, Lord Balram chariot is called Taladhwaj, and Subhadra chariot is called Devadalam. These are elaborate chariots where devotees and priests pull by their hands using the 50-meter ropes. Usually what happens is, during the yatra, it is the devotees and the people and the priest who pull the chariots using the 50-meter ropes. Discovering Rath Yatra's significance. This festival also carries names like Ghosha Yatra, Navadina Yatra, Dasavatara Yatra. These are other names of Rath Yatra. It is the most auspicious occasion in Puri and is a very sacred and important part of the temple festivities and ceremonies. One of the grandest festival in Puri. Now since he is black in color, Lord Jagannath's local name is Kalia. He is a god and also a friend. Devotees also believe that by just touching the chariot or the ropes enables good karma and washes away the sins. Now this is the belief, and that is the reason why millions of devotees come to watch this festival. The carpenters having rights for this job by hereditary. Now the carpenters who design these chariots, they have this hereditary rights to do this. They have hereditary rights to do this. They follow century-old styles written in the holy Hindu text for building and decorating the chariots. The day of the Rath Yatra in Puri is the only day in the whole year when the non-Hindu devotees can have an opportunity to see the gods and goddess of Jagannath Temple. Usually what happens is, non-Hindus are not allowed inside the temple on normal days. Are not allowed on normal days. But on the Rath Yatra, non-Hindu devotees can have an opportunity to see the gods. Okay? Fine. In the Rath Yatra, 3 deities are taken from the Jagannath Temple in the chariots to the Gundicha Temple. As discussed, they stay there for 9 days. Now this is the Gundicha Temple. Usually what happens is both the temples fall on the same road. Now this is the road. If this is the temple, if this is the Jagannath Temple here, so at the end of this road there is the Gundicha Temple, this temple. Therefore, the deities again ride the chariots back to the Sri Mandir in the Bahuda Jatra. Now, Bahuda Jatra is the return journey. It is a return journey after 9 days. After 9 days, what happens is again they will come back to the temple. Now, that Yatra or journey is called as the Bahuda Jatra. On the way back, the 3 chariots halt at the Mausima temple. There is one more small temple, and the deities are offered Podopitha. Podopitha is a very famous food item in Odisha. It's kind of a baked cake which is generally consumed by the people of Odisha. Now coming to some information about Jagannath Temple. Lord Jagannath is in form of Vishnu. Now this temple was built in the 12th century AD by the Eastern Ganga dynasty. The name was Anantavarnam Chodganga. Now this dynasty should not be confused with the Western Ganga dynasty. Now Western Ganga dynasty was prevalent in Karnataka. During the same period, around 1900 or 1000 AD, but it was in Karnataka. Now they were the Eastern Ganga dynasty prevalent in Odisha. Now some of the sources or some inscription which gives information about this dynasty or this particular temple is the Kendupatna copper plate inscription. It gives a lot of information about the Jagannatha Temple, how he built the Jagannath Temple. Anantavarnam was originally a Shaivite and became a Vaishnavite sometime after he conquered the Utkal region. It is one of the Chardham pilgrimage sites. Apart from Rameshwaram, Dwarka and Badrinath, this is also a Chardham pilgrimage site. It is also called as White Pagoda. Konark Temple is called as Black Pagoda, and Puri Temple is called as White Pagoda. Now there is also one more important information which recently it had happened in 2015, that is the Nabagalbar Festival. It was in news also. What happens is every 12 or 19 years the idol is replaced by an exact replica. It is replaced. It is a very important ritual which is performed. Now unlike the stone and metal icons found in most Hindu temples, the image of Jagannath is made up of wood. Now usually what happens is most of the Hindu temples are made up of some stone or metal icons, but this is one of a kind temple where the idols are made up of wood, and that is replaced every 12 or 19 years, and that festival is called as Nabagalbar Festival. Recently this had happened in 2015. Okay, there is another small circuit in Uttarakhand that is called as Chota Char Dham. It includes Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. Jagannath Temple is also called as Yamanika Tirth because according to Hindu beliefs, the power of Yam, that is the god of death, has been nullified in Puri due to the presence of Lord Jagannath. It is also of particular significance to the followers of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Now this Gaudiya Vaishnavism we have studied in Bhakti movement, in our topic Bhakti movement, medieval times. And the founder of Gaudiya Vaishnavism was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very famous in the east side. So he also worshipped Jagannath and he lived in Puri for many years. There is also evidence that Guru Nanak, Kabir, Tulsidas, Ramanujacharya, Srimant Shankardev, Nimbarkaracharya, all these Bhakti saints had visited this particular place. Ramanuja even established Emar Mutt near the temple. Adi Shankaracharya established Govardhan Mutt near the temple. Okay. Rath Yatra at Puri is the largest and the most visited Rath Yatra in the world, attracting a large crowd every year. Rath Yatra at Keonjhar district of Odisha is the second largest, and Rath Yatra at the Ahmedabad is the third largest in the world. Now coming to the architecture, it is important for prelims and mains. Now this architecture belongs to the Kalinga style architecture, and it is a subclass of Nagara style. A massive temple complex encircled by a fortified wall. Okay. Now this wall is called as Meghananda Pacheri. It's a name given to the 20 feet 6.1 meter high wall. There is another wall which encircles the main temple. Now this wall is it encircles the complex. Now another wall which encircles the main temple, it is the Kurma Beda. The temple is divided into 4 distinct sections. These are the 4 sections: Devla, Viman, Garbhagriha, and it is all are made on the Rekha Devla style. It is a very unique style to Kalinga architecture. There is a Nata Mandir or Nata Mandap, referred to as Jagmohan. There is a Bhoga Mandap where bhogs are given or offerings are given, and there is a Mukti Mandap. Okay. Now fine. First coming to the temple or to the Deul. That is the first we need to study about Nila Chakra. This is the Nil Chakra. Okay. It is located at the top of the temple, and a different flag, each named as Patit Pavan, that is purifier of fallen, is hoisted on the chakra daily. Now this flag is hoisted daily. If you want to see this phenomenon, you can visit the temple at around in the evening at around 6:30 to 8. Between that time, what happens is one person will climb to the top. He will climb to the top. Usually 2 persons will climb to the top. They'll go here and they'll change the flag. It's it's not easy to believe, but it's true. Now the chakra has 8 spokes. It is called Navagunjaras. The chakra was made up by an alloy of 8 metals known as Ashta Dhatu. The circumference of the chakra is 11 meter and height is 3.5 meter. In the Jagannath cult, the Nila Chakra is the most revered iconic symbol and is the only physical object whose markings are considered sacred and used as a sacrament in Jagannath's worship. It represents Sri Jagannath's protection. Now there are 2 kinds of chakra. One is this Nila Chakra. Okay. Another chakra which gets accompanied with the deities in the Rath Yatra, that is the Sudarshan Chakra. Now Sudarshan Chakra is the weapon, and it is located in the inner sanctum of the deities. It is located in the Garbhagriha. With the deity, it is there. Okay. Now coming to Viman. This is the Viman. The Viman is 214 meter, built in Pancharatha style. Okay. Now this is the Shikhar. Here is the Nila Chakra. Okay. Jagmohan. Now Jagmohan is also built in the Pancharatha style. It is 120 meter long. Okay. Also known as Nata Mandir. Nata Mandir depicts the story of the Kanchi Kaveri expedition, which most likely took place during Gajapati Purushottam's glorious reign. Coming to the Bhog Mandap. This is the Bhog Mandap where offerings are made. Pyramidal structure. It was added to the Sri Jagannath Temple by Shankaracharya in the 8th century BC. When the temple was not even fully made, when the god or deities were not there, from before that only 8th century AD only the Bhog Mandap was there by Adi Shankaracharya. It has been constructed by sandstone, but the stones are colored in ochre on the outside. The walls inside the Bhog Mandap have no paintings, but its outer walls have intricate stone carvings. It is behind the Garuda stump at the Nata Mandap of the Sri Jagannath Temple. Inside there is a Garuda stump also. Now coming to Singhadwar. Singhadwar is the entrance. It is the entrance, Singhadwar. Okay. There are 4 gates to enter the temple, and one of them is Singhadwar, which is a Sanskrit word which means lion gate. There are statues of 2 lions, one on each side of the gate. People can enter the temple through the staircase of 22 steps known as Baisi Panch. Once you enter here there will be 22 steps, and in Odia language it is called 22 means 22. Okay. There is an image of Lord Jagannath which is painted on the right side of the entrance and is known as Patita Pavan. Now here, what happens here is, once you enter here there is a image of Lord Jagannath. Immediately once you enter. Now this image was made for untouchables. It was made for untouchables who were allowed to pray to the image from outside, because they were not allowed to enter the temple. Okay. Now coming to the Arunas Temple. This is the Arunas Temple, which is situated in front of the Singhdwar. Now this particular stump is 16-sided and monolithic, that is chlorite stone. The idol of Arun can be found here, who drives the chariot of sun god. Now this Arun stump was previously located at Konark Temple. Konark Temple is also nearby to Puri Temple, but it was brought here by Guru Brahmachari Gosai. Okay. Now finally the last one is Mukti Mandap. We call it as the seat of the learned souls. Now it is located in front of the Nrsimha Temple. See, inside the temple complex we have lot of temples, lot of small temples. We have Lakshmi Temple, we have Shiv Temple, we have Ganesh Temple. So lot of small temples are there. Out of that, one is the Nrsimha Temple. So nearby the Nrsimha Temple, this Mukti Mandap is there. Now Mukti Mandap holds a very special significance. Why? Because of the name. Mukti means freedom, Mandap means platform. Okay. So what happens here is, it is a council of Brahmin scholars that acts as a final judicial system in religious matters. It is headed by Shankaracharyas of Puri Govardhan Math on permanent basis. The Shankaracharyas of Puri Govardhan Math. Now this Govardhan Math was established by Adi Shankaracharya. It is nearby to, just beside the temple. Now all the Brahmin scholars used to come here, and all the disputes are discussed, and the final verdict is passed by the council of Pandits. In ancient days, the matter was, when put in front of the king, he used to call the council for discussion, and the verdict was passed by the council itself. So it was a very powerful judicial system in ancient times. Now this Mukti Mandap was built in 15th century on the request of Queen Mahadevi, that is the wife of King Man Singh of Jaipur. According to some local beliefs, a person gets salvation and will be free from all their sins if he or she follows all the rituals as told by the scholars of Mukti Mandap. One more significant point is that the yearly Odia calendar is submitted to the Mukti Mandap for the approval before being published and made publicly available. This talks this shows how this particular Mukti Mandap is significant, because the Odia calendar is also submitted to the Mukti Mandap for approval. The council also performs rites and rituals during the Nabagalbar Festival. We already discussed about this particular festival. Now coming to Jagannath Temple Act of 1954. This act governs the land rights of the temple, the duties of the Sevayat, the administrative powers of the Sri Jagannath Temple Managing Committee, the rights and privileges of the Raja of Puri and other persons connected with the management. In 1806, the then British government had issued regulations for management of the Jagannath Temple, which was referred to as the Jagannath Temple. Now the British called it as Jagannath Temple by the colonial rulers. Under these regulations, pilgrims who visited the temple were expected to pay taxes. Now slowly things started changing, and after independence this act came into being. This act was brought out by Odisha government. Now there was a recent amendment by the state government, and it is being hailed as a historic move. Previously what used to happen is, earlier the people who had occupied or were in possession of the temple land for a long period of time had to approach the state government for sale or transfer of the land, but there were lot of delays in this. So here what happens is, the bill has delegated now the power to the temple administration. Now the state government will not have the required power. The temple administration will take care about it, and the concerned officials for the sale and lease of land in name of Jagannath Temple. Unlike earlier, no approval will be required from the state government for the process. through the sale of land used and unused, the temple will also generate additional corpus funds. Finally, there is a current affair which is in news nowadays, that is the Puri Heritage Corridor projects. It's a redevelopment project of Odisha government to create an international heritage site, unveiled in 2019. Now the funding is from a particular state government scheme, that is the Abada scheme. Now Abada is a Odia word. Usually it means the Mahaprasad or the Bhog. We call it as Mahaprasad, which we used to have in the temple itself. Now here the meaning is augmentation of basic amenities and development of heritage and architecture at Puri. So the funding of this project is from this particular scheme. The project includes the building Sri Jagannath Temple Administration Building and a 600 capacity Sri Mandir Reception Center, Puri Lake, all revival of nearby areas. Now the controversy is, people are saying it will have an adverse impact on the temple. Now also the temple has been designated as a monument of national importance by Archaeological Survey of India, and it is a centrally protected monument. So the central government is saying ki, because it is a centrally protected monument, you have to take the permissions and all those modalities you need to follow. Demolition and construction works are taking place now within 100 and 200 meter area of the temple, and this 100 and 200 meter area demolition and construction is strictly prohibited by the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites Remains Act of 2010, which is a central legislation. This is a central legislation. So it is affecting, or it is in against, or it is prohibiting this particular provision of this act. Because as per this act, construction is permitted within 100 meter periphery. It's totally prohibited of a protected area. But here it's happening. So it has generated a bit of controversy. Through, and also political gains are also, the political leaders are also taking their own political gains from creating controversies. So that's it for today with respect to this particular topic. So our mains, Samadhan mains batch has started for mains answer writing plus mentorship of mains, mentorship for mains. Here GS 1, 2, 3, 4 papers I will be covering. Evaluation will be on the same day, and strict word limit I will be focusing more on word limit, because we need to write in 150 or 250 words. I will be giving some secret extra points that will enrich your answers, and also how to use superior language in essay and ethics. So for more details, you can also contact me here. You can also contact me by this Telegram channel, and for other mentorship, whole year mentorship program for freshers, you can contact me. Thank you.